What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to walk you through the 40% consistency rule from MyFundedFutures. So if you purchase a starter plan from MyFundedFutures, then you will have to worry about the 40% consistency rule. So in this video we're going to discuss some questions and concerns that you might have during this evaluation or during and trading that account up. So in this video we're going to be answering the consistency rule. Will your account get breached if you violate this rule, or if you are worried about that you're not going to be making much money and you're just going to be capped at a specific amount to make every single day, how you can maintain the consistency rule. We'll talk all about it in this video. If you're accidentally make too much money in one day and break that rule, how can you get back on track and stay maintaining and satisfying that 40% consistency rule from MyFundedFutures. And in general guys, I did create a consistency rule calculator that is going to be free to download for all of you guys to use, and is going to have 40% to 20% or 30% consistency rule that you can calculate, and I'll walk you through it all in a second. I'm just showing you right now the concerns and questions that a lot of people might have when they purchase these accounts. So will your payout get denied if you violate it? Will your payout get denied? We'll talk about it. And how much money do I need to make to meet that rule every single day or whenever you trade? So we'll talk about it. So what the 40% consistency rule is pretty simple guys. The company is basically asking you to maintain that 40% consistency rule, and what that is basically limiting you and letting you know that the max amount of profit in one day cannot be equal to or greater than 40% of your total profit that you make in your account. And violating this rule will not terminate your account, at least from MyFundedFutures. I'm not sure about Apex, about their 30% consistency rule. I'm pretty sure they don't terminate your account. In return, if you do make a lot of money in one day, more than the 40% or the 30% or even the 20% consistency rule, all they ask for is that you make more money to satisfy and bring that max profit down so it can be meeting that consistency rule. And I'll show you everything in the calculator. It's very easy to use and it's very convenient to have and to calculate your own profit in there. So we'll see how to use it right in a second. Last thing I want to mention about the MyFundedFutures is that there is no consistency rule during the starter plan evaluation account or the expert plan. On the starter account, it's not on the eval phase, but you will get it on the funded phase. You will have to maintain that 40% consistency rule. So that is it for my little slideshow. Right now we're gonna go over the consistency rule right here, and I have received a lot of complaints guys and a lot of comments saying that you guys cannot be accessing or downloading this form. And let me tell you something, you are not supposed to be downloading this form. And I've been receiving also a lot of comments saying that the sheet is locked. The sheet is locked for a reason, but you are allowed to make a copy of it and use it on your Google Drive or your Google Sheets. So the first thing, once you click on the link down in the description below, it will get you down here to my public Google Drive that I've created for you guys. You're gonna click on the consistency rule right here. It's gonna open up, and what you need to do is go to file, and wrote it down for you guys right here. You're gonna come to file, you're gonna come to make a copy, and you're gonna name it however you want. If you want to keep it as copy of consistency rule calculator, that is fine. And it will not, of course, it will not show that Kemo trades file here. So I'll just go ahead and put it on my normal file on my Google Drive. It will say Google Drive for you, and you can go ahead and make a copy. Once you click on make a copy, it will open your own version and own copy of that sheet. If you download it, sometimes a lot of stuff will get missed in the translation from a Google Sheet format to spreadsheet or Excel sheet format. So this is not something that I have a control over. It's not in my hand to to do to fix that. So make sure to use it on your Google Sheet. So once you're here, it's pretty simple, pretty simple. You're gonna input your consistency rule. You have from 20% up to 70% right here. So for example, if you are using Apex, you're gonna click on the 30% and it's gonna show up here 0.3 or 30%, and then you're gonna click on these inputs here and you'll put your own data or your own profits for that day. So for example, right here, I'm going to use the 40% consistency rule for my funded future because that is what I'm making the video about. But you can absolutely use it for 20%, 30%, 40%, whatever you want. So you will come here and we're gonna imagine some days of profit here. The first day, let's say you made $300. The second day you made $500. The next day you lost $1,000. Right? And maybe the day after that you made $600, and then you made let's say $500, and then one day you made $10,000. Okay, so let's pause here for a second. You can see here that you kept going 300, 500, negative 1,000, plus 600, plus 500. Now, what are these matrix on the right here? So this is the most amount of money that you should be making in a day. It should be less than this number, and this number is calculated based on the 40% consistency rule. So this number right here, this 10 grand, and I identify here that this is the highest profit in one day that you made, and right now it is not less than this number. So since it's not less than this number, it is not meeting the consistency rule. So now, next target, how much money do I need to make to meet that consistency rule? How much money should my balance in the account be to satisfy that consistency rule? And it says, and it tells you right here, it should be around 25K. Just because you made that 10K in one day, you need now your balance to be 25K. And your most profit in one day should be less than 4,360 bucks. So let me give you an example here for the next day. Let's say that you made another 10 grand. Will that be meeting your consistency rule? Let's see. So you see the most profit in one day, it must be less than, it jumped double right now. It jumped double. The money that you need to satisfy in your balance, it's still under, or it's still around the 25K. Although you made another 10 grand. A lot of people, they have a misunderstanding of this concept or this rule, and they think that they're going to be limited at the amount of money that they make per day, but this is not the case. This consistency rule, it is not tied to a specific size of account. You can make $10,000 every single day on a 50K account and they will not say a word, because the consistency rule is all about your profit being repeated over and over and being consistent, not about your money being trapped, or it's not about them capping you at a specific limit of money that you make every single day. So a lot of people, they do have this misconception, and I wanted to clarify this out. So next day, let's say for example, the next day you make $10,000. Now you are meeting this consistency rule. Your account balance should be at 25K. Now it's at 30K or 31K. So now you are meeting this consistency rule. And look at this as well. The most profit in one day should be less than 12 grand. It went up double again, or not double, but another 4 grand from that day, just from that day. So you were able to make $30,000 in 3 days, versus when you started out making 300, 500, 600, 500. But if that one day was luck or a gamble and you made $10,000, now you have a problem, because the next day will be $500, the next day will be $6,000 or $600. Now you need to make those consistent money, and you need to make those small profits every single day until you make $25,000 in your account balance. And it's gonna be a pain in the butt to make that much money with very small profits. So if you are not consistent of making $10,000 every single day, or on a basically on average daily or per 2 days or so, then you should not gamble your way into it and make $10,000 in one day and then be like, oh, I want to trade this trade idea and let's put all of my leverage in one trade and let's see if I blow it or I can get to be a millionaire. So that's not going to happen, and they're not going to let you do that. And these rules are in place for stuff like that and for situations like that. But if you, on the other hand, let's say you made $1,500 in one day, the next day you made, and let's see that here, and the next day you made $2,000, and the next day you made $5,000. No, sorry, $5,000. With that $5,000, yes, you're not meeting the consistency rule, but look, you're not that far off from meeting your overall target in your account balance. All you need is $2,000 more. So if you put $2,000 here, I'm pretty sure it's gonna reject it, or it's gonna say that you did not meet the consistency rule because of one thing only, because it should not be equal to or greater than the 40% consistency rule. So if this is 2001, it will say that you meet the consistency rule. So it has to be less than that 40% consistency rule. So that is it for today's video, guys. Again, this free calculator will be linked down in the description below. I don't even ask you to enter your email address or anything like that when you're downloading the consistency rule calculator that I have created by myself for free for all of you guys. And all I ask in return is just a simple subscribe to the channel to support me, and like on the video to boost the YouTube algorithms. And that is basically all for today, guys. I hope you found helpful information from this video, and I hope you the best, and I wish you luck with your evaluation or funded account. That is all for today's video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.